In this video, we'll continue the discussion about corridor and linear template feature definitions. In the previous video, we focused on the individual properties of a corridor feature definition, how the manipulator settings work, how the corridor is processed, and so forth. And we've used the corridor as an example. So in this video, I want to compare and contrast the difference between a corridor and a linear template feature definition. So if I click on the corridor objects and open up the objects of this corridor, you can see I've got several different options here. Now when I look at the corridor objects for a linear template, I've got a smaller list. There's only 4 objects available to be assigned to this. So I can't do things like key stations or curve widening with the linear template just because of its functionality as that tool. To better compare these, I've created a PowerPoint slide that shows the corridor objects for a corridor and then the corridor objects for a linear template. So you can see there right next to each other the differences. And then also I brought up the properties dialog for a corridor and a linear template feature definition, and so we can compare those. And you can see the display settings are pretty common between the two. But when we get into things like the way they're processed and then the manipulator settings, of course those are going to be different because of the manipulators that are available with a linear template are fewer than those available with a corridor. So if I gray out the ones on the corridor properties that aren't available on a linear template, you can see in this one dialog all of the properties that go away in that case. So these two types of features are very close in the way they function. One just has fewer properties available than the other. And this completes the video on corridor and linear template feature comparison.